Do you want to own a McDonald's or do you want to be a loan officer? So, hey, gang, Carl White here. Hey, man, I've really been thinking about this. This was a conversation, and we might have actually done a podcast episode with Kevin Gillespie where he brought up this idea, and I have just been, this has not been able to leave my mind for like about the last week or two. I've just been thinking about this over and over and over. And the idea of it was like, would you rather spend $2.1 million dollars just to maybe make $157,000 a year? Or would you rather make that same income or way more without having to spend $2.1 million dollars to make it happen? So this morning I was out on the Pinellas Trail, it's a little bike trail not too far from the house. I go on every morning, go for a little ride. And I was thinking about that conversation I had with Kevin Gillespie, who leads our leadership academy. Brilliant man, great leader. He helps branch managers, company owners, like do even better, right? And anyway, so I was on the Pinellas Trail on my ride this morning, thinking about that conversation I had with him, and and I got thinking, how people kind of idolize franchise owners like McDonald's, right? It's got the golden arches, the name brand, the drive-through, and it sounds legit, right? And it is. But being a loan officer can actually be a way better business model. And I want to break it down yet again, even more than you might have thought of in the past. So let's start with McDonald's here just for a second. So most people assuming own it like I did until I started looking into this, assume that owning a McDonald's is like having a money printing press, right? A money printing machine. Brand recognition, a proven business model, employees who do all the cooking, and a line of cars waiting for fries and a shake, kind of thing. And, and that's a solid system, right? I'm not saying it's not, but here's the catch. That system cost a lot, like a lot of money, like a whole lot of money. So I did a little research on this. And to open up a McDonald's franchise here in the United States, here's what you need. On average, around $2.157 million dollars. So $2,157,000, right? $2.157 million total investment, over $2 million, and which includes the franchise fee, which does not include, by the way, you also need at least minimum a $500,000 bond that McDonald's makes you buy. And you can't borrow that. Like you have to have that in your net assets, because they want you to have some breathing room for those times that you're going to lose money, because, there's going to be those times for sure. And get this, and in most cases, even with that 2.157, yeah, that's it. Even with that $2.157 million investment, plus the $500,000 in a bond that you have to have, which is your money, but you can't spend it. In most cases, McDonald's still owns the land and the building. You're just leasing from them, right? So you don't really own anything. And after all that, what's the average income for these McDonald's franchise owners? About $157,000, right? For the year, not for the month, for the year. And that, my friend, is if you run a tight operation, manage staff, handle inspections, deal with rising food costs, and oh yeah, working a lot of hours, right? Like working a lot of hours. Now, let's compare that for a minute to being a loan officer. You don't need $1 million investment. You don't need to lease the land. You don't need to fry anything, right? Well, maybe your competition, but no, I'm just kidding. You don't need to fry your competition. You don't have to fry anything, right? So let's say you're closing loans and you make, and I get it, everybody's different pay plan depending on what the company offers and how much experience, what you bring to the table. But we always use that, 100 basis points just kind of as the standard, let's call it that way. So let's say you're closing loans and you make about 100 basis points on the loan. And on a $300,000 loan, that's $3,000 per file, right? Well, to match a McDonald's owner income of $157,000 for the year, you don't need to close about four and a half loans a month. Four and a half, not 40, not working 14-hour shifts, just a handful of well managed closings, right? Not that hard, four and a half. Hey there. Hey, if you're loving the tips so far, be sure to hit that subscribe button right down there and then tap the little bell so that you never miss out on more free, cool tips coming your way. Also, I would love to hear from you. Drop a comment beneath there. Let me know what you think or tell me what you'd like to hear next. Here's where it gets even more interesting. McDonald's owners are locked into a physical location, right? So they have to be at this location. They can't move. If something happens in the town, if the I don't know the Firestone tire plant moves, it happened to my brother, moves out of the town, right? The McDonald's would go out of business too, right? But us as loan officers doesn't work that way. So as McDonald's, they're locked into a physical location. They've got employees not showing up for their shift, and not just one or two, but a good handful. Inventory management, constant cost of goods increases. But as a loan officer, we can work from anywhere, right? You can scale without the physical storefronts, right? Like in my case, I live in Palm Harbor, Florida. My mortgage branch is up in Michigan, right? I can live anywhere. And here's the other thing: your cost of getting started as a loan officer, almost nothing, compared to $2.1 million. And people think, as I did, that franchises are safe bets. But honestly, loan officers, especially ones that follow a proven system, can outperform those franchise owners, and not by a little, but by, as we say in the South, by a country mile. And they just don't know it yet. So I thought this was just very interesting, and I just want to thank Kevin Gillespie for bringing this to my mind. And yeah, and one more thing, if you're a loan officer and you're listening to this, which I'm assuming everybody listening to this is a loan officer, and you're closing like two or three loans a month right now, I want to tell you something. You're already on the path. And if you're just getting started, you're on the path too. But if you're already closing two or say three, you're already on the path. And you're this close. And those of you watching this on YouTube see me holding up my fingers like just a fraction of an inch. You're this close to being the McDonald's equivalent without the debt, without the stress, and without the grease traps. And if you've got the right system in place, with structure and accountability, coaching, and support like we offer with Call Stars or the Alliance, um, Freedom Club, there's no reason you can't be closing 10 to 15 loans a month or the equivalency of owning three or four McDonald's franchises without all the hassle. And by the way, the time it would take to build that building, we don't have to wait for that. There's no building. There's no building to build. You just got to start following a plan. And so there's no reason you can't be closing 10, 15 loans a month. And not eventually, but like right away. So anyway, hey, let me wrap this up. So look, you don't need $2 million. You don't need to flip hamburgers. You don't need to wear a name tag and worry about fryer oil temperatures. But what you do need is a plan, a little bit of structure, a little bit of discipline, right? And some motivation. And we've got the plan and we'll help you with the discipline. And all that leads to the motivation. So when you're ready to have a conversation with how to do more, how to earn more, and enjoy it more, um, just go to getmoreloans.com, getmoreloans.com. If you're watching this on YouTube, there might be a link somewhere. And let's get on the horn together, right? And we'll walk you through it exactly what to do, right? So no pressure, no pitch, just two people talking about how to build a business that's smarter than a Happy Meal, right? And better for you too, by the way. So, all right, getmoreloans.com, getmoreloans.com. All right, I appreciate you spending some time with me today. Um, let's go build something great, right? And keep your $2 million where it belongs, which is in your investment account. But let's go build something great. It's your turn now. It's a great time of year to do this. Don't wait till everybody else is doing it. Get a head start. So getmoreloans.com. So looking forward to talking to you. I'll see you on the inside, and we'll see you on the next episode of Loan Officer Freedom. Thanks a lot, everybody. Bye bye.